Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Today we will talk about the software myths. In fact, the software myths are the misunderstanding or the erroneous beliefs about the software and the process that is used to build it. That means sometime management or the customers or the practitioners even, the developers even, they have some misconception in their minds and they feel about something that if we will do that, it will happen. But in fact, that is not correct because the myths are not something that is correct. It has some element of truth in it, but it is not true. So now check the software myths affect not only the customers, managers, customers, and other non-technical stakeholders and practitioners. The people who are making software, in fact, they are being affected by those myths, right? And we say that myths are believable. Why? Because they have often some element of truth. Like it seems like that it is true, but it is not. Invariably leads to bad decisions. So if I am believing in some myth that is not true and I am making my decision on the basis of that, so definitely my decision will not be correct. Therefore, insist on reality, right? Tell them, if you are a practitioner and you know that it is a myth only, it is not something that is true, so you must tell the customer, you must tell the management, or management shall tell the customers, or even you people, the practitioners, right? So we must insist on reality because we make our way, we navigate through software engineering, we know how the software engineering works, right? You have studied that how it works, so you should know that these are only myths and what is true. If it is true, then you will follow that, you will make decisions accordingly. So let's start with it. The first one is management myths, right? It is not that the management knows everything. Sometimes they are believing on some myths and they are deciding on the basis of those myths, so it can be problematic. So what is the myth? If we get behind schedule, we can add more programmers and catch up. So they can say that, hey, add two or three more programmers and increase your speed, but in fact it is not true. Software development, what is the reality? Software development is not a mechanistic process like manufacturing. For example, we are making boxes and we ask, okay, add four or five more persons, they will sit with us and they will start making the boxes. Although again it is a process in which we will have to give them the training, but it is some mechanistic process, so they can do that. But in programming, if a programmer does not know the design, the depth of the design, he cannot take part in the programming in the middle of somewhere. For example, you have done some work already and you have understood the design already and you are working on it, and you ask three or four programmers, okay, join us. They will need some time to understand the problem, the design, and the way of programming, the way you people program your software house program. So now check reality, it is not a mechanistic process, and more time will be spent to educate new people. So we have to teach them first, so it will take more time, and you are in fact trying to save your time, right? And the last time, people can be added. Yes, we can add people, but only in a planned and well coordinated manner. For example, if I feel like that, okay, not four, but I need one more programmer who can do some other part of the programming, so I will have to do it with a plan, with understanding, right? It is not like that I will be happy that, okay, give me 10 more programmers and we will do it. No, I should keep in mind that I will have to teach them, I will have to bring them to a level so that they may do that kind of or that complex work. So in fact we can add, but not haphazardly. We can add one, two, three, four, depending upon our own requirement. Whenever designer is needed, whenever programmer is needed, sometime we need the testers. So it depends. It is not like that we haphazardly say that, okay, we need 10 more and we can speed up our process. No, we will not be. So this is the first myth. Let's go to the second. Now the management says we already have a book that is full of standards and procedures for building software, right? Now the management tells me, hey, you have hired so many people, we have we are giving them money. They have taken some degree, they have studied some book of software engineering. So their question is, won't that provide my people with everything they need to know? That means that they have studied book or books, they have taken a course, they have taken a degree, a degree of a program, BScs, BSSE, BSIT. So they are saying that in fact they are already educated people, they have studied. So is not that enough? No, it is not, because normally the thing is we never use the book. Nowadays I don't find so many students, or let me say no one even uses the book. Students have gone to the only slides mode, right? They just memorize the slides. It is not a taunt, but it is a reality that I just feel bad. So the first question is, do we use book? That means ke have are we consulting to the books? Second, software engineer is aware of it. That means there are so many books, and every software engineer cannot study all the books. So the book you are talking about, has he studied that? Because even at the university level, we teachers take 2 or 3 books, and then we study from that, and then we teach you people. So in fact this is not compulsory that you have gone through that whole book, right? 3, does that book reflect the modern practices? Maybe the book I am following is 5 years old, or the last edition came into the market 3 years ago. So maybe in these last 3 years there would be many more new practices, many more technologies, right? That will not be present in that book that I taught to my students, or from where the practitioner studied. The next one is it complete? No book is complete, okay, other than Quran or Hadith. So it is not complete. Every time the new edition comes along with new concepts, some new techniques, some new technologies. So no book is complete. So I cannot say that I studied that book, so I have all the knowledge of software engineering. Next one, is it adaptable? This is the most important question. Sometimes few concepts are bookish that we teach you, and along with that we tell you, hey, it will not be applicable in the industry, in the practical life. That is why it is saying the concepts in the book, are those adaptable? Can a practitioner adapt those? So it is important. And last time, provides quality with time to delivery. Normally if I will be following a book or books, and I will be studying, and whatever I have studied, I will be trying to apply all those things. Maybe I will not be able to complete the project well in time with a high quality. So sometimes we skip something, we do it in our own way. So that is why this is a myth, that if a person has studied some course or has done some degree, he does not need anything. Yes, he needs the training. This is the reason that most of the software houses keep you for 3 months or 2 months on the probation time, during which they look at your learning skills, they look at how much effort you are putting into it, how much compatible you are with the system, and then they ask you that, okay, now you are regular, right? So that is why training is must. And even if you are permanent, even then maybe they will send you for 1 month for the training, or 2 months for the training, sometime 3 days or a week for the training, but at least you need to know the things. That is why it is not written in the book, so you will have to go through. Next one, if I decide to outsource the software project to a third party, I can just relax and let that firm build that. It is very much important. If I am a software developer, I am manager, and I take the work from the user and I outsource that. I give it to a new person, or not new, to some other organization. Okay, build this software for me, right? And if I relax, I don't put my effort, I don't try to understand that how they are doing, how they are getting the requirement, how they are designing the things, how they are coding. in that case I will never be able to understand that how the projects are managed, because I am a manager. I must know that how people work, what are their habits, and what can be done in how much time, what part of the software is more complex, what is the simple one. So all everything must be known to me. But if an organization does not understand how to manage and control software projects internally, it will invariably struggle when it outsources software projects. If I know nothing and I just give it to the third party, I will not be able to get it done as per the requirement, or maybe the third party can tell me the fake things that okay, it is very complex, you do not know about it. So in this way my management or me, we will get into trouble that a thing that can be made in 3 months, maybe we will be waiting for it for 6 months. Okay, so that is why if we give it even to the we outsource the software, give it to the third party, even then we must know the processes, the way things work and how they work, right? So then we can get it done in a proper manner. Now here we have got the customer's myths. How the customer gets confused or he has got the wrong impression that this thing can be done like this. So check. Sometimes they say that the myth is a general statement of objective is sufficient to begin writing programs. We can fill in the details later. This is the most wrong approach, because we and you know that whenever we will have to make a software, we need clear requirements that can be changed later on, but at least we need a complete set of requirements, so that when we start designing and coding, we must be clear that what we are making. Because maybe after 2 months or after a month or after 15 days, when we have done some part of code and he comes up with an idea that is not compatible, I cannot put it into my done work. Whatever I have done, it cannot be accommodated there. In that case I will be in trouble. I can do that, I will be able to do that, but I will take more time. I will be in trouble. So right, in trouble. And right, check. A general statement of objective is sufficient to begin writing programs, as we can fill in the details later. Reality, ambiguous statement that is not clear, that the statement that is not clear of about the objectives can be dangerous, because my time get wasted. I will start coding without knowing what to build next, what to add next, and he comes up with an idea and I will have to throw away all my done work, right? Whatever I have done, it is gone. I will have to again start from the zero. So that is dangerous. And the solution is effective and continuous communication can produce unambiguous requirement. We keep on asking them, what do you want, what data is required, what functionality will be there, what else you want. So we just have a continuous communication with the user, with the stakeholders, so that we must have a very clear requirement, so that once the software is developed, it must be acceptable to the user. It must not be like that, oh, we cannot do this, how we can do this. It should not be like this. It must be clear at the starting time. Meanwhile, user will come up with the changes, but those will be the changes that can be accommodated. But if you start with just a word, I need a website for the e-commerce, okay, many things will be there, but maybe there can be an idea or a requirement that cannot be accommodated the way we were programming. So it is very good that if we communicate and we get all the requirements, then our software will be a success. Otherwise it will be a failure. Let's check next one. Customer myth: software requirements continuously change. That is true. Okay, that after 2 weeks he comes and say, oh, I want this to be added in my software, right? So it changes. It is true, but change can be easily accommodated. In fact, customer always thinks that software engineering is what they are making, they are coding. Okay, they can change the code. So they normally say that change can be easily accommodated because software is flexible. They feel like that. But the truth is, depends when you report the change. For example, when we were asking you what is required, what else is required, and you keep on telling us, that is fine, that is great. We will be having a very good documentation of requirement, right? software requirement specification document, SRS document. But if you gave us the idea, we started working and we went to the design and you came up with, oh, I need some change, okay, then fine, we will change, but it will cost you little more, okay? So before design, before coding, after coding. So in fact, before design, that means we are in planning phase or maybe even in the requirement phase. So if he comes, then maybe the cost or the impact of the cost will not be that much. But if we are done with the requirement, we are done with the design, and he comes, now cost will be more, and we are done with the coding and we are testing, then higher. So in this way, customer must be informed before that if you will come along with change, then it will put more impact on the cost and time both, right? So all these have the different cost impact. That is why we have gone to the different kind of software models, right? And we have gone to the agile model, in which we give them piece by piece or functionality after functionality, so that they may check, give us the feedback, and we change it at this spot. So in this way, the changes can be accommodated in a better way. Now, practitioners, our myths, how we misunderstand the things. Once we write the program and get it to the work, our job is, that is in fact something that is the misunderstanding, that if I am done with the code, okay, fine, my job is over. No, it is not like that. Reality is 60 to 80% of all effort expended on software will be expended after it is delivered to the customer for the first time. It happens normally. Now we are very much better in the agile model, but in the past, and still it happens, when we provide the software to the user, or we go to the user acceptance testing, so there are so many things, there are so many issues, but as we have the clear requirements and we have implemented close to the requirement, so we start changing it, we start updating it, right? And it is known as the maintenance. But it must not be like that we have to do all the time, all the work after we deliver. No, it is not like that. In fact, we have to make the changes, but in agile model we keep on doing along with when the parts of the software were developed, right? So this is the better approach. So it says that the sooner you begin writing code, the longer it will take you to get done. For example, if I'm not putting my effort on getting the requirement and I'm in a hurry and I said, okay, fine, okay, I'm just starting design in coding, in that case, always remember there will be a problem when we will design and code, and it will be the most problematic when user will check that. So it is better we give some time to the requirement gathering, to the analyzing the requirement, understanding the requirement, and then start design and code. But if we will not put our effort in the requirement, it will be a failure in the end. Now check. Until I get the program running, I have no way of assessing its quality. We sometimes feel like when it will run, then we will check its quality. No, it is not like that. The reality is technical reviews provide the effective mechanism to assess the quality during different phases. When I'll be doing requirement, I will be getting requirement, analyzing those, then there will be my senior, there will be some person or some manager or team lead or my group lead, they will be technically reviewing my requirement document. They will be guiding me, don't use this terminology, it is misunderstand, it is something confusing, do not write this like this, do not draw this like this. So they keep on telling us, and they keep on improving the quality of requirement document. I'm not talking about the design and the coding, I'm just talking about the requirement. And when we go to the planning, again, plans are checked, our risks are checked, our alternate plans are checked, so we go for the better quality. We design, then again our design documents are assessed, and normally our seniors, the experienced persons, they normally tell us the deficiencies in our design. When we code, then our codes are checked, not on, if even if not on the daily basis, after 2 days, after 3 days, but normally your seniors are checking the code, and when you are experienced, you are checking the code of the other juniors. So this is the way how the quality can be improved. And now you think like the only deliverable work product for a successful project is the working program. No, exe file or the installable file is not the only thing. The package is not the only thing that it will get installed on the computer and you are happy. No, normally in fact our design, our documents, our even user manuals are so important in some cases that we have to put all our effort into it. So a software house that is making a software, it will put all its effort to make the better designs, to document everything, so that whenever they will go through some other project, they will reuse it. We have studied the concept of reusing, and again, if they will not reuse it, whenever there will be a need to make some changes in the existing software, then those documents will be helpful to understand the design, to understand the code, and make the changes accordingly. So the next myth is software engineering will make us create voluminous and unnecessary documentation and will invariably slow us down. Sometimes we feel like that if we will follow the software engineering techniques, it happens sometimes if we are too much touchy about we have to make everything. No, it is not like that. But the software houses and their experienced person, they know what to make and what not to make, right? So in fact, following software engineering will not create any difficulty. Rather, it will tell you that what not to make as well. So check the reality. Software engineering is not about creating documents. It is not that you have to make every document, every diagram. No, as per requirement, as per need, you create the document, because you also aware of the you are aware of the fact that you have less time, you have a deadline, right? So but creating a quality product, the software engineering is not saying that make all or so many documents, but make a quality product along with the documentation, right? So it all normally reduces the rework. So this was about the software myths. You just read these out and you can ask me the question if you have any, but you have to make the notes of this, right? Thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you very much, and I hope that it will be helpful for you. So inshallah, see you in the class. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.